So one of the cool things about training on a trail, kind of like what you're going to be on, is obviously you get a very authentic experience. And I was out here in a little rainstorm, and I got to the top of Sugarloaf Trail right here, and there's a little thicket obviously over around this field area, and I came up on a little herd of deer, and I wasn't breathing too hard, so I saw them before they saw me. That was kind of cool. It's good stuff, you know. Well, that wasn't so bad. The rain made it interesting for sure. I started off like a shot out of a cannon. Felt great. Even up to the peak, felt really good. Drizzling a little bit now, but it's odd because there's blue sky as well. So yeah, kind of a strange weather situation here. But anyway, went pretty good. Got about 20 pounds in the pack, just FYI. It's just my camera gear and half a gallon of water. So yeah, but I felt my energy flagging quite a bit on the last half because I'm just having juice today. And had a slight headache from the juicing, but it went away pretty quick. Other than that, no real aches and pains to report. Moving on to day 2.
What are you barking at?
So just wrapping up for day number 1. Finished up exercise and juice diet. Successfully didn't break on the juice diet. In fact, I was gonna share with you everything that I recorded on the app, but I'll just do it by memory. For my caloric intake, I think it was about 946 calories on the day, so that's pretty lean, considering that I walked for about an hour and 45 minutes and covered about 3.17 miles. And then every other day I'm gonna hike or just walk in around town on the walking paths and stuff. So more strenuous every other day so that I don't get too much soreness in the calf region, and my Achilles. Sometimes walking on steep hills gives me a little bit of trouble. Actually, the weather's been really nice. Pretty overcast for the most part this week. So day 1 and 2 are working out great as far as the weather goes. Diet and exercise on day 1 were successful, but the project as a whole, the Power of 30 Days, it's not just about dieting and exercising. It's about positive forward momentum and you know, accomplishing things. And so I didn't get everything accomplished yesterday, and I'm going to share why I didn't get accomplished and why I think that is. So the plan was to do the juice fast all day and do my exercise, and then go back and take care of some rearranging of my photography studio area and setting up my PA. Did not do the latter because I found that about 2/3 of the way through the hike, my energy just flagged, and this can sometimes really happen with juice fasts. In my case, being a person of my size, juice fasts really give me a hard time. I can always start them pretty strong for about 2/3 of the day, and then I usually get hit with a kind of a headache. I don't know if I would call it a deficiency headache, but basically, you know, you're emptying out your stomach and sort of resetting things with a juice fast. And I've never gone over 24 hours, although some folks are able to do it for up to a week and get really great results as far as weight loss. But it's really not about weight loss, in my view. It's about sort of resetting things to get your body primed for a better diet and exercise regime, which in that sense I think it was successful, because I definitely feel pretty good today. So today I've had a protein smoothie, greens drink, and about half of a chicken breast and a couple of spoonfuls of refried beans, and that's been it for me. I would put that caloric intake somewhere in the neighborhood of 500 or 600 calories. And here we are in the afternoon. Left my workout for the afternoon on day 2. Gonna just walk around town and some of the park walking paths down here in Albemarle. And I'm kind of waiting until a little bit later in the day today, because I wanted to bring my puppy along and just have it not be quite so hot for her, because you know she's wearing a fur coat all the time. But that's about it for day 1. I think it was a success, and button up this video so I can start working on day 2 for you guys. And tonight I'm going to try to actually get to more project work when I get back home, past the workout, past all the dieting. So there you have it, day 1 in the books. So doing our low impact cardio for day 2, and it turns out already a great example of something to talk about with regards to empowering yourself for 30 days and to take personal accountability has popped up. This is one that's bit me in particularly for a long time, and that is planning your exercise with a partner. Now, while this can provide a lot of motivation, you got to be careful that you don't make it all about the other person. Years ago, I trained with a weightlifting partner, and we had a really good run. It became, I think, something like we actually lifted for 87 days without a break, both guys showing up, and that was good. I got some fantastic gains for that during that, and I was just really pleased with the whole thing. Provided that extra motivation, got me back into the flow. But at the time when I realized that I needed to start lifting, you know, in a different way to get the kind of things that I needed, which didn't match up to my friend I was working with, who had a different body type, then suddenly, you know, he became less interested in doing the kind of workout I needed. It became, he was doing one workout, I was doing another, different kinds of reps. And ultimately that just kind of created a blockage to us having a good flow, trading off and during the workout. So ultimately I had to kind of start doing my own thing, which is, you know, not a bad thing always, but more recently, and to the point of what I'm doing right now, which is just low impact cardio. I got my partner with me today. She's exploring. Come on, girl. More recently, and to the point, earlier this summer I started working with a friend of mine who I hadn't really hung out with in a lot of years, and they were in even more dire circumstances with the weight gain than myself, and that's saying something, because I'm a big boy, as you can see. Started walking with him, and man, it went fantastic. You know, as long as you commit to a workout, really the bigger you are, the faster you'll lose in most cases. I should say the higher body fat percentage that you have, the faster you will lose. And we walked consistently for about a month and a half together, 3 or 4 days a week, and he had amazing results. And this kind of turned into a little bit of a double-edged sword, because while it worked out great for him, I found my own motivation lagging, because the workouts were a little too low impact. And then, you know, once again, when I tried to change the workouts a little bit to make them more like what I needed, my friend lost the interest and suddenly, you know, started walking without me, and
that wasn't so bad.
You know,
the
found
rain
times to
made it
walk when
interesting
he
for
knew I
sure.
wouldn't be able to walk, etc.,
I
etc.
started off like a shot
And,
at the cannon. Felt great.
I mean, I didn't take it personally, but you know, the fact of the matter is, I let that crush my motivation,
but it's odd,
which is a bad thing. So
there's blue sky.
I think,
so yeah,
I think you really have to commit
strange weather
to
situation
look.
here. But
I'm going to wait this long for this person.
anyway,
They're no longer.
pretty good.
If you're meeting somebody at the park and they're going to meet you at 12:30,
just FYI,
you know,
it's just my
12:35.
and
hey man, you know,
half
you weren't there
gallon
on time. I'm walking anyway.
So,
and
yeah,
today,
I felt my energy flagging.
I walk with my wife several days a week.
I'm just having
You know, today she told me she wanted to walk. Would I wait for her after her work schedule? Sure, I'll do that.
Other than that, no
well,
aches and pains,
you know, the time came and she said, oh, let me have a few more minutes. I mean, because, you know, I get it. Working all day, you're tired. I'm the same way. And a few more minutes passed. Still wasn't ready to go. Give me a few more minutes. Nope, sorry. You already had those few more minutes. I got to do what I got to do. The power of 30 days is a good example of a time when it's okay to be selfish, because when it comes to your personal fitness, really there's no more important person in the world than you. If you're going to accomplish, you're the one that makes it happen, and you're the one that reaps the results, or if you do or do not do the work. So those are just my thoughts on that, and just making that commitment to get it done for yourself is something that I've had to work on. Frankly, I've let little things, you know, deter me. I decided I was going to start this program on Monday. It rained all day Monday. I walked in the rain. Fortunately, now I have a treadmill at home, so that's not always necessary. But you know, it's a fallback. But sometimes you just want to be out of doors. I find walking on a treadmill incredibly dull, but it can be effective. But I always prefer the great outdoors. And you know, Albemarle being a town built on a hill, such a great place to walk. You got plenty of flat area thanks to the city maintained walking paths. Then you have areas like I'm walking in right now that sort of connect those pieces of real estate. Then you have the town proper, which has plenty of hills, and as you know, hills builds. I just made that up. Generally don't recommend walking on the railroad track, but I do have an idea of the schedule of the train down here, so I'm only going to be on it for a short distance to kind of connect two pieces of the path that I typically follow. I'll tell you what, in this part of North Carolina, this time of year, toward the latter part of September, it is extremely nice weather. Give you a little surround shot here of what we're working with. Oh, losing our aim. Let's try that again, America. Here we go. Oh, bro. Come on. Let's go. Huh. Check out that rainbow. Totally a rainbow right there. There's a better shot. Come on, girl. Let's go. What's up, beauty? What's up, girl? Come on. Chrissy. Hang on. Come on, girl. Come on. Come on. Here we go. How's that water? That's all you want? Okay. Stay. Stay. Come on. Used to work here when this place was a funeral home. Back prior to going to mortuary school and becoming a licensed funeral director and embalmer. Used this used this church for a film location once. Very scenic, and they finally got the front door fixed. Awesome. City of Albemarle Police Department. Probably my favorite place to walk in town because of the Christmas tree type atmosphere. She gonna sample the grass again? Yeah, I thought so. She always hikes that one leg up. I always find that amusing. Stepping into the 1950s, why don't you? Actually ate here with my dad when I was a little kid. To the right. There's the entrance to the Opera House. You can check out g.h.o.s.t on Amazon if you want to see the movie that we made here. Regular breakfast spot. Back home at the car. Back where we started. Power of 30 days. Real talk, some days you're not able to do your planned workout, but you can always do your diet. So I had an appointment about a trade school today, and place that we had to go check out, and I was able to do that. And then I had a video shoot, which was somewhat physical, and then I had to be on my feet for 2 hours in the evening. And you know, I'm coming home now at 9:49, and I don't know, I could get on that treadmill, but I'm thinking maybe I might not make that, you know. But I have been on point on my diet, so I'll be under the 1,200 calories I've given myself daily for day 3, and I'll just try to jump back on. I'll consider this a rest day, and I'll try to jump back on the horse for full self-empowerment and actualization for day 4 of the Power of 30 Days. So as I mentioned, day 3 was kind of a wash due to life getting in the way of the working out. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen to you. Just gotta be prepared to call that a rest day and then move on with renewed purpose the next opportunity you get. So I wanted to, as I mentioned, I wanted to kind of alternate the easier workouts with the tougher workouts. So I'm back at Mar Mountain today, and on the way over here, it just started raining hard. I wanted to come up and get a peek at the top while the clouds and stuff were in that immediate post-rain phase, because it's gorgeous. And I know I'm gonna try to hit at least an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes. So I think I'm gonna try the 4-mile loop trail, which starts at the bottom and not really known for the great vistas. So I wanted to pop up here to the top and get a look at what was to be seen. It's really beautiful up here. What a great resource for anyone interested in hiking or doing their exercise out of doors. I noticed that the day 2 video that's actually uploading right now is pretty long because I used the GoPro to record the whole walk, and I may do that today, but a little bit differently, because ultimately I end up condensing it down. Nobody's going to watch an hour and 44-minute video of me and the dog walking through town. But I think what I might do today is try time-lapse video, and you know, just record like an image every 4 seconds or so from my over-the-shoulder rig that I worked up with a backpack. And I think I'm going to pop the GoPro in the old waterproof case since it is so wet today, but you won't hear the sound that well, so I'll just put music over that and whatnot. And on that note, you know, doing a documentary of this whole process for me, it's another piece of my motivation. It's real easy for me to get distracted by my music or whatever and think, hey, you know, I'll just step over to this music for a while and not do anything on the fitness plan today. But ultimately that always leads to that burning out and failure. So I'm trying to combine my interest in filmmaking with my desire and need to get healthy. So that's the idea. That's why you're seeing all this talking to the camera. It's not because I'm particularly fond of doing so. I don't have those mad crazy mic skills, you know, like a lot of people do. My buddy Jamie, you stick a camera in his face and it's like it was rehearsed and ready, always ready to go. I can't do that. That's not one of my gifts. But you know, it's not supposed to be like the WWE anyway. It's supposed to be like a slice of real life. So that's why documentary format works so well for me. And on that note, that's one of the reasons I wasn't able to walk yesterday. I was working on the documentary for the men's soccer team for my new associate and friend Ron Vigil, and covering that with a drone and a second camera was a handful. It takes about 2 hours, and of course I have to charge batteries and prep for it. So in that sense, you know, it was a lot of work to do. In addition to, I mentioned I had an appointment to check out a trade school that I'm interested in the Huntersville area. So that was quite the jaunt. And then of course we went to eat dinner somewhere over there, lunch I should say, which in my case I had the steak fajitas at a Cuban restaurant. And because I'm trying to accomplish this weight loss thing, that means no tortillas, no rice. So I just ate the steak, the onions, the bell peppers, and the refried beans. Once again, I know what you're thinking. Refried beans, not a good thing, not a good look. But I tell you, on Tuesday when I did this hike on Sugarloaf, even in the pouring rain, it felt fantastic to get out here in nature and kind of start practicing what I'm hoping to do. And on that note, I'll go ahead and kind of share my goals for the summer. Long-term goal is I want to walk the Appalachian Trail. I'm in no kind of shape to do that right now. You got to carry at least a 30-pound pack, maybe more, if you want to live comfortably while you're on that trail. I don't envision myself ever doing 5 months straight through, but perhaps doing it in sections of a month at a time, if I can work up to that. But living here at the foot of the Uwharrie mountain chain, there are a lot of great hiking resources like Marr Mountain, and obviously the Uwharries have a trail right through them. And for my project for the summer, since of course with my dad passing earlier and so many things happening, it financially kept me from going as planned to start the AT this year, I'm gonna try to hike the entire length of the trail through the Uwharries, and that's about 20 miles. Not a big deal. Like, I could probably walk that in 2 days easily right now, but I don't want to come away from it with a terrible experience thinking I never want to hike again. I want to kind of hike my hike, as they say, have a good time with it, and then ultimately probably take my little dog with me. I've got Beauty here today. Here she is. Look at her. She loves going on these walks with me. Doesn't matter if it's raining or whatnot. She is all about it. So I plan to do as many of these prep hikes as I can with her, because I don't think it's practical to take her on the AT for the big hike whenever that happens, whenever that starts. But I can take her on all the training hikes, and So my goal before it gets really cold weather is to hike that 20 miles and camp out overnight. And I think it's a reasonable goal, considering that, you know, it's going to be taxing, but it's something that I could do without any training. Probably I wouldn't be comfortable. I'd hurt myself for sure, as far as being sore, maybe pulling things. So I'm just really trying to take care of avoiding injuries. And right now I'm doing all this prep in tennis shoes, and that's a problem. I really need to get over into hiking boots, but to get any kind of good sort of hiking boots, they're expensive. So I'm gonna just slowly build up the kit that I need to do this project, and a big part of that is 2 or 3 times a week trying to get out here tomorrow or over at Uwharrie and get those hikes in. So that is my goal, and that's why we're here right now in the drizzling rain, about to walk the 4-mile loop trail. I was thinking about doing Sugarloaf again, but coming down Sugarloaf with these tennis shoes on in the wet, which I've already done this week, it was I felt like I was really close to slipping and falling, and I don't want to do that, especially not with the dog. I'm not going to carry the pack today, although in general, mainly because I want to carry my backpack rig for the GoPro and film this hike. But generally speaking, I want to carry that pack every day with increasing weight till I get up to what it would take for my whole kit for the hike, and I think that's a practical approach to getting where it doesn't bother me so much. But ideally, I want to lose 30 pounds to kind of, that pack's going to be 30, 35 pounds. I want to lose, 30, 40 pounds to make that a lot easier on me. So far, I don't know. I was speaking to my friend Justin about this. There's things that as a bigger person, you're going to be inherently bad at. Sprinting, for example, swimming great distances, anything cardiovascular that's going to tax you. But I will say carrying a pack is one of the few things that, already being a bigger person walking around every day, at 330 pounds, my legs are quite conditioned for a lot of weight. So the net result of that is when I put a 30-pound pack on my back, it's a smaller percentage of my normal body weight. So it's not that hard to carry. It did make a little bit of tightness in my neck because I wasn't used to it, but the idea is to get gradually used to that. And I don't think that's going to be too much of a problem for me. Still, I want to prepare for it properly to avoid injury, which is the whole point of all these prep hikes. That, and of course, losing weight. Looks like it's about time to put the old GoPro in the waterproof case and get on this hike. So that's going to be all the talking for this one, and I'll catch back up with you guys on day 4. According to the sign over here behind me, it's 0.08 miles to the Falls Dam, which is where we turn back toward the parking lot. It's probably about 45 minutes in. The really bad part of the hike is over with, which is this slow, long climb up this ridge, which frankly right now I suck at. Check this out. Some asshat has left his crush can over there right off the trail. That pisses me off. Beauty's totally chilling. I know you're not supposed to. I let her off leash in this area because there's no way anybody could catch up to you or intercept you without you seeing them coming for a long way. So this is yeah, wow, long slow climb. I'm on a rig for the backpack camera the rest of the way. I wanted to make sure we got this crazy descent that's coming up. So and generally what we've came through so far, it's mostly kind of like a low runoff area. The whole trail in it's really not that much to look at. You kind of pass by the back side of the Crom, the famous Dr. Crom house, and their family cemetery is kind of back there. But apart from that, it's pretty uneventful. So I thought I would hold the camera battery and SD card space till we got to this section. So we'll do this right now. Give you a little sign, a little look at the sign. It says you are here, boom. So we came from here. So that was our trek for about 45 minutes. This part right here is a bitch. Got a bit more climb though, and then drops off really fast right there. Then it's kind of back by the water side mostly. Have to put her back on leash for that.
Actually, I'm not even surprised that the rain gave way to such a beautiful afternoon. I'm just a few feet off of the loop trail, the Falls Trail they call it, the 4-mile loop trail that comes from the sort of the bottom of Mar Mountain boat area out to the a peak and a ridge here, and then down to the Falls Dam. And tell you what, this is pretty awesome. The cloudy weather has gave way to a beautiful Carolina afternoon. Just let you get a little glimpse of that behind me. I had the premonition that if I sort of came to the edge of this ridge and looked down, there might be something pretty cool, and you know, I was right. Makes it all worthwhile.
There's my little trail buddy right there. How you doing, baby? You so cute. In all seriousness, I would love to do this hike every day. The first 35-40 minutes of it really kind of suck. Still usually a kind of a muddy area, lower area where there's a lot of rocks. But I'll tell you, once you get up the ridge, it's gorgeous up here. If you look down, you can actually see the trail down there. So we're gonna loop around and come back down there. A lot of traveling. My dog loves it. Check her out. Beauty, what are you doing? Her most excited moments in life are when she gets in the vehicle and when she's ready to get out of the vehicle to hike or to be at home or to be at my office. I get a lot of amusement from this little creature, so I try to include her in my outdoor activities anytime I can. You'll actually see Nancy and I having dinner with a dog in tow lots of times for all the places here in town. There aren't many that have outdoor patios where there's not any smoke. So she's been really good to hang out with. And she's helped me with a lot with my grief over losing my dad this year. Not that that entirely, takes care of that, but every little thing that can help you feel positive, I find is worth doing. And training, any kind of exercise releases endorphins that help with depression. I don't suffer from depression, don't get me wrong. I've never been prone to depression. I've been down, but I've never really had true depression. And I really feel for folks that have that as a chemical thing, a chemical reality every day, because it's tough, I'm sure. But you can actually see the top of the Falls Dam from here through the trees. I'm about to have to put her back on a leash because this is where we'll encounter more people. Oh, you can hear the falls right there. So it should be a channel right speaker for you guys. If it's not too tough to get over there and take some footage, I'll pop over there. They've kind of blocked the trail off. I understand. Close to the dam, but I haven't been out here since all that happened. It's been many years since I've taken this trail, which is a shame because it's fantastic and it's 3 miles from my house. So no excuses for that. Oh, that's cool. Man, this would be a cool place to get some drone footage. Completely against the rules here, of course. But I thought about maybe bringing my pack with my drone backpack hidden inside of it at some point. And there's a connecting trail here somewhere. They've actually changed this. Oh yeah, so the original trail should be somewhere over here, and there's some like rotting steps that go right straight down. They actually were pretty perilous, though. I can see why they changed it. So obviously the new trail is designed to keep people away from the rock features over there by the dam, and eventually it ties into what I suspect, just because of the different coloration, is a pre-existing trail. I wasn't familiar with this trail. For a second I thought it was the trail that led back from the top of the rocks, but I don't think that's the case looking at it now, because none of this seems familiar. Oh, here's a nice view. Again though, it's been a long time since I've been out here. Just beautiful. It's not at all uncommon to come up on a bunch of deer out here because it's like deer and bird and animal paradise, I guess, in general. Lead the way, beauty. Never been on this section before. Hold on there, girl. Wow, look at the size of that. Well, that's a little ravine right there. That's a little exactly. Cutting back again. I guess they're doing this to avoid it being too steep. Trash. Not cool. Let's go. Lead the way. Go, girl. Carolina blue right there, baby. There you go. You got over that one. Looks like we're just coming back in toward the boat area. That new trail just winds S-shaped down the hill, and I'm kind of getting back down in the bottom area now where there's a lot more water, so you get a different kind of plant growing. Still on trail that I don't think I've ever been on before. It must have already been here though, because it's not new. What's up, beauty? There we go. Just as I suspected, they pretty much cut out all of the remotely steep or risky parts of the trail. They have like a little warning sign up there about risk of injury and death, slippery cliffs and rocks, etc., etc. But I mean, you know, it's hiking, dude. Jeez, I'm not super happy about that, because all that means now is they're not going to maintain those walkways out there, which were kind of cool and made it a lot easier to get out to the damn area, which they, I guess, don't want you to do. Not like folks can't just hop in their boat and drive right up there, but it's just a whole lot less convenient now. See, there's no walkway down there on that edge. You see how eroded it is, though. It's pretty tough, full of roots too. I walked back that way one time and it was twice as hard as walking on the normal path, but hey, it is what it is. Beauty's back on the leash now. How you like it, girl? Beauty, beauty. Might get some more rain. I'm at about an hour and 50 minutes now, so this is a longer walk than actually going all the way up and around Sugarloaf Trail. Interesting. Go down to the beach. Here we go. Here, do you want to go to the beach? Come on. She loves the water normally. Well, come on back up then if you're not going to do anything. Thought you might want to play in the water. Lots of little fish up here that you can actually see. Hey, come here. So 2 hours and 13 minutes. That was a good hike despite not knowing exactly where the trail was taking me. Didn't expect it to be quite that long, but that's all good. It's good exercise for day 4. Well, I'm here at Nature's Grocery Store about to pick up one of my favorite snacks, especially when I'm on a diet. I basically count these things as free from a dietary perspective. There's no fat, there is some natural sugar, but of course it's full of antioxidants. Hello, baby. Let's get on picking some scuppernongs. Of course, before you pick them, first you gotta taste them. That right there is about one of the best pieces of fruit you can get, if you ask me. Delicious. I've been staying on point with this this vine all season, and Mom has been pruning it back, so it's a lot easier to get to some of these now. Lots of years I would come out here and be late on the arrival, figuring out when they actually are ripe, and I would miss a lot of them, and a ton of them would hit the ground, and that always bummed me out because these are delicious. Plus, it's a bit nostalgic. I don't know if you can tell, but it's like raining and sunshine at the same time. Quite auspicious. I recognize my dad's labor in setting this up. He's not with us anymore, but his works are still here. Every day I walk through my house and use handrails and on my porch that he created, and in a weird way he's still here with us, and it's when I eat stuff like this, that's from his work. It's I think of him every time. Dying at 78 is not tragic, but of course if I'd had my way, he would live to 110, just like I plan to. But if I'm gonna live to 110, I guess I got to get some of this weight off, and that's why I'm working, got my mojo working. So tonight we're about to head off to a favorite restaurant, a place I'm going to be playing some music at pretty soon. Flashbacks at the Ford in Mount Gilead. Taking Mom out there. It's my son's 17th birthday today, which is just crazy to me that he could be 17 years old. Unbelievable. Where does the time go, right? But we're going to do that. And of course, I'm going to have something that stays on my training diet. I think I'm probably going to focus on salad. Do need to get a little more protein in it. All I've had today you know, with that big walk I just had. All I've had today is a protein smoothie, and frankly, I burnt that off. That energy is gone, and it's time to put some more fuel in the tank, but I want to make sure that I have a calorie deficit at the end of the day so that I can continue to work on that 27 pounds that I plan to lose in this 30 days. You know, that's the power of 30 days. Out here on the evening of day 5, breaking a sweat. Unfortunately, I don't have my little training buddy, Beauty, the poodle, with me, because I decided to pop off and check out the new Denzel Washington, Chris Pratt movie, Magnificent Seven. Dug it. I'm always a sucker for a modern remake on a Western. One of the genres that my dad was extremely into. Although I gotta tell you, I think he would have crapped all over this movie because it didn't have John Wayne in it, which typically is his criteria for thinking a cowboy movie was well made or not. But of course, when I do something like this, it reminds me of Dad. I know I talk about Dad a lot, but you know, he's just been passed away for 6 months now, so it's still a big part of what I think about on a day-to-day basis. Can't help it. But certainly getting the exercise in always, you know, alleviates feelings of sadness and such as that, and regret and whatnot. But one of the reasons I waited till tonight to do my walk was it is the first day this week that it hasn't been raining. If you've been following these, you'll notice that I've been getting drenched on these exercise walks. So it's kind of nice not to have to walk in with wet feet. Got a pretty big weekend, and realized that I wasn't going to be able to do my exercise tomorrow, possibly even Sunday. So I had to get this 5th day in. Well, actually it's the 4th day on the week, so I will definitely get something going on Sunday when I get back. But I'm traveling off about 3 hours away to get some more footage for a documentary. And I'll be staying in Banner Elk tomorrow night, so I won't have a chance to do my regular low impact cardio until probably Sunday, unless the hotel has a treadmill, in which case I might go ahead and knock it out if I find myself bored. One thing I failed to mention about my mega hike the other day on the Falls Loop Trail, the newly redesigned Falls Loop Trail, is that I got hella sleepy afterwards, and I wasn't able to to take my nap. So I ended up going home. Well, actually, when we went out to eat that night, I had salad, of course, and got home probably about 9:30. Watched one little TV show, went to bed, and slept so soundly that I didn't wake up. We were actually late getting to work today as a result. But that's some good sleep. So if you ever have trouble sleeping, get yourself in gear and walk your buns off. I always wondered maybe if some serious hardcore walking couldn't have saved the late great Michael Jackson, because you know he famously had trouble sleeping. And I'm thinking, you know, as a dancer, I would think you could just dance until you're completely exhausted. Of course, I've never been one to take medication to
alter my moods or any of that. So I keep having to tell myself to keep these breathe. You know, don't talk the whole time you're walking. Nobody wants to hear that. Trying to make it all relevant and trying to be as judicious as possible with the cuts. I wanted to mention that when I went to the movies tonight, I was really tempted to do that thing that I almost always do. And that's to say, hey, movie time is my time. I'm not gonna diet on movie time. I'm gonna have that Diet Cola, I'm gonna have that large popcorn. Heck, back in the day, I used to take it as my duty to consume 2 big bags of popcorn and 2 drinks because it was free refills back then, and I always felt like that's how I can prevent them from cheating me so bad in these crazy prices. But of course, at the end of the day, that just adds on the pounds and just works directly against what I'm trying to accomplish here. So tonight, I thought, you know, I could explain, hey, this is my free meal for the week or whatever. But then I thought about having to come clean with this vlog. And I thought, hey, I'll look like a jerk if I say that. So I was able to muster the extra little bit of willpower and not have that greasy popcorn and not have that nasty soda. So yay me, still on track with the diet. It's the little small victories that kind of add up to eating better until it really is a lifestyle change. I mean, because apart from things like that, I'm already gluten-free, you know. I'm already counting calories, keeping it under a certain level. Don't want anybody to get the wrong idea that I'm protesting, because I got a GoPro stuck in my face, so. And that's ominous. I got 3 cars sitting there running, ready to go, I guess. That was the Albemarle Police Department we just passed. So yeah, didn't really have time tonight to do this because I need to be in the bed getting ready for tomorrow, but made the time. It's kind of what it's about, personal accountability. You want to win, you do the work. So, geez, talking about this, I sure do hope that I meet my goal, which is a pretty ambitious goal. 27.8 pounds in 30 days. We'll see if we can get it done. This is a wrap from the streets for day 5 of the power of 30 days. Whoa. There you go, across the street. Well, it's the morning of day 6, and even though I know I said I probably wouldn't be able to walk today because of my documentary project that's happening far afield, 3-hour drive to where I'm going to be shooting, but things worked out. Great time to walk at too, about 9:38 in the morning. Sunlight filtering through the trees. For breakfast, I popped out and picked some scupperdines off the vine. That's pretty awesome. Only ate a handful because I was in a hurry. But yeah, another thing that I wanted to mention was one of my friends pointed out that the MyFitnessPal
iPhone steps. It takes your distance walk from your iPhone step function. It's a little bit, by my calculations, 1 mile. In reality, it will call 1.53 miles. So if you're really interested in the actual distance that you walked, for every mile that it says you walked, take off half a mile. I don't know how much of a valuable tip that is, but I think it's just to encourage, you know, they want to like sort of cheat it in your favor. So it seems like, wow, look, I walked 10 miles today. So that actually means probably back when I walked 10 miles, you know, maybe I only walked 8 miles. But anyway, just thought I would throw that on there for the record, as much as anything to remind myself in the future not to get too excited about how many miles it said that I walked. Beauty, why are you walking sideways? I don't understand that. A word about minimum workouts, which unfortunately, due to busy schedules, sometimes we need to do as far as the low impact cardio goes. A trainer once told me that to put the body in the burning zone, the fat burning zone, you need to do a consistent level of output for 22 minutes. So as a result, I always try to meet a minimum of 25 to 30 minutes, even on a day like today where I really can't spend 2 hours out here like I would like to, or hour and a half at least. So I'll try to hit that burning zone, and for me that's when my heart rate is between 118 beats per minute and 145 beats per minute. It's important that you don't go higher than that, because then you're in an athletic zone where you build cardio endurance, but you don't really affect burning the same way. So my goal is always to get in the burning zone and stay there for at least 25 to 30 minutes. So that's going to be what I'm doing today, instead of looking at the overall you know, distance or time, just meeting that minimum. Like for example, last night I was only able to put in like 2 miles, but I hit the burn zone and I stayed there for 30 minutes. So the idea being that when you go home and sit down, your body keeps burning for a number of hours. Got to burn that fat off.
Here we are in Banner Elk at halftime, and you know there ain't a thing in that refreshment snack over there, the refreshment shack or concession stand or whatever you call it, that fits in my diet on 30 days. There's nothing at all. I mean, there's absolutely nothing at all. So right now I got this. I'm rocking this water, delicious. I'm about to drink the rest of this and rock it out for another 45 minutes, and I'm gonna go find the biggest chicken salad that I can find in the town of Banner Elk. It's really beautiful up here though. Pfeiffer's down at halftime, and that's got me a little bit worried. So I'm hoping we pick it up soon, because it would suck to come this far to watch us get beat. But really, that's not the story. This is just a piece of the story. Well, that was quite eventful. Pfeiffer wins 5-2, and I got most of the goals on 2 camera angles, some of them on 3. Once in a while, shit actually works out.
Oh, I thought it was pretty good. I like the fact that I don't have to do anything.
Yeah, you just point and say, "Get that."
Yeah.
What's the report on our new cameraman back here?
Well, we got to see what he's got.
Yeah, this is for his second time
I
helping me.
did like his chutzpah to just go around and
Hey, what's it to him if he gets kicked out? It doesn't matter to him, for sure.
Power of 30 Days, Day 7, comes to you from The Shining. The funny part is, you think I'm kidding. Check this place out. I am in the Appalachian Mountains at some sort of ski lodge type location from the 70s. And I'm going to take you on a quick tour of the room and the creepy hallways. I'm a little bit zonkered right now because we got in pretty late last night. Right on, right on. In many years, this is the first place that I've been in where you actually had to use an old-fashioned key to get into your room. Getting a look at this place for the first time now that it's daylight. Check that out. Looking for a good place to launch because I just noticed we're kind of above the clouds right now, so I was thinking I might be able to just kind of come out here in front and launch up and take a quick flight.
Oh, I know that. As far as I know.
Pretty cool. A little bit of a mini working vacation here in Banner Elk, North Carolina, a town that I had previously not even heard of. Here working on a documentary for the men's soccer team, Pfeiffer College. Followed him up here for a game and stayed overnight. Really idyllic little village here. Cool thing is we stayed up at the top of Beech Mountain, and there's a neat little village up there. Had a chance to do some primo drone flying, which I'll pop a little bit of on here. Came down here for breakfast at the Banner Elk Cafe. It was nice. Check out that peak behind me. Wow, huh? Good stuff. Only 3 hours from my home, never knew it was here. Everybody knows about Boone. This is real close by to Boone, but never been to Beech Mountain or Banner Elk, and gotta say, really glad I came. Worth the trip for sure. And I think maybe I'll be back for a vacation, or a legitimate vacation. Well, here we are at the end of day 7, and my documentary and responsibilities kept me pretty much occupied all day today. You saw me in Banner Elk, North Carolina. That's about 3 hours away. So with the brutal drive back, it's funny when you go off to a location like that, you're excited to go to the mountains and it's not so bad. Coming back just seemed like 6 hours. It was so brutal. And I didn't sleep very well last night. We got into the hotel about 12:38, and it turned out to be like a bed and a couch situation. I ended up taking a couch, and it was comfortable, I thought, but I just, for whatever reason, went to bed hella late and woke up hella early. Didn't rest very well. But you know, I'm thinking about that weigh-in tomorrow and how much of a bummer it is on those occasions when you do everything right with your diet and your exercise and you still don't lose very much weight. That's happened to me a couple times, particularly when I'm in that like plateau stage after I'll lose a little bit, and then a couple weeks later maybe I work really hard and don't have any kind of weight loss whatsoever. That really sucks. It's a motivation breaker if you let it be. But you know, I know that can happen with me, and it's happened a bunch. And I know I've done my exercise, and I know I've dieted right this week. The one thing I haven't done is I haven't consumed enough water. So if it so happens that I don't lose a ton, or I don't have a good result for the first week, I'm going to blame it on that and try to increase the water intake next week. I'm still at this point considering trying to do juice fast Mondays, which is just a powerful way to reset your body into receiving better nutrition and you know, shedding pounds. So I hate it. I hate a juice fast so bad. But you know, like this week's been a good example of kinds of things that have traditionally thrown me off track. You know, I'm really excited about this soccer documentary. I mean, it's looking amazing. The team is doing great again this year, and you know, our level of access to the team has been pretty cool. So, you know, of course I'm super hyped about that. Getting to travel off to cool locations to film these games, it's awesome. You know, and now with the last 2 games, I've been able to include my son Liam in that. And you know, as a dad, that's ultra rewarding, because in the past I've had trouble getting him even interested in filmmaking. So that's been kind of an additional blessing to this whole project. We got a lot of that in front of us. Wednesday we're going to be gone, and that should be, you know, like, I don't know, day 9 or 10 or something. You know, it's still going to be day 9 or 10. I'm just going to have to do my workout early in the morning before we leave to drive all 4 hours somewhere to Tennessee to film them. So, you know, I'm really focused on not letting my artist side throw me off, prioritizing my fitness regime, and just stay on at least that minimum of 30 minutes of exercise today. I did quite a bit of walking around today, filming Banner Elk with a drone and whatnot, but that's not the same as a workout. So, you know, my bare minimum, as I mentioned in previous videos, is to try to hit that 22-minute mark with the heart rate up, and at least get that in for like 30 minutes so that I can have my body in a burn mode before I go to bed, so it's burning, in theory, fat. You know, that's what I'm trying to do tonight. You know, it's like I dread this treadmill because it's not fun. It's extremely boring staring at the door, you know, getting my my walk-in. But you know, there are upsides to it. I can elevate it. I can always make sure that I meet my heart rate, required heart rate or target heart rate to get in the burn zone. I'm not quite there yet, so I need to increase the speed a little bit. You know, it's interesting when I'm not doing my walking. If I walk at level 3, I mean, I'm all over it. I'm right in the target zone. But cardio is like one of the quickest things to come up. When you start working out, your cardio endurance comes up very quickly. Or at least mine always has. And it requires you to push a little bit harder to get the heart going where you need it to be. Bam, 120 right there. So anything above 118 and below 145 is my particular burn zone. So that is the goal and that is the aim. I'm gonna try to maintain this for another 20 minutes or so, and at least I'll have met that minimum. I really struggled with going out and walking, but I knew what would happen. It's late, you know, I'm ready to kind of start thinking about going to bed for the day, considering I only got 6 hours last night and it's been a crazy busy weekend. I thought about taking Beauty out, walking around town like I always do, but it occurred to me that I probably would slack, not walk very hard, not hit this burn zone. And at least with a treadmill, I can ensure, and of course a heart monitor, I can ensure that my heart's where it needs to be to get that workout. And you know, another thing, if this week I don't get the results that I wanted with all the hiking, I'm gonna make sure that every other day is the treadmill instead of the hike. So instead of taking it easy on my calves day we talked about, I'll be hitting the treadmill for at least 30 minutes. Ideally, I should do this treadmill in addition to the hiking, but you know, it's a timing thing. You have to get your day in, and this week is crazy busy. I'm meeting with a new musician to practice on Tuesday, documentary shoot Wednesday, who knows what's going on Thursday and Friday. Saturday, I have a performance at a new place, so of course I want to really prepare for that and rehearse and make a nice impression. But anyway, looks like that's going to be a wrap on day 7, and first week, you know, 1 week down, 3 weeks to go. So it's exciting that I've accomplished the first week, but of course I want to do the next week better, and I want to make the videos more concise, a little bit easier to watch. I feel like now they're a bit meandering, you know, I do a whole lot of this. And yeah, back to that thing we were talking about. And I don't want to do that, obviously that's boring to watch. So I'm my biggest critic when it comes to these vlogs, but just trying to maintain the motivation, and the vlogs are actually helping me because, you know, when I slip up, today's classic example, we drove for about 2.5 hours and you know, Liam was hungry, stopped and wanted to eat, and we stopped at the same place that really kind of set me back on this journey, Romano's in Rockwell. They got great pizza, I'm not gonna lie. Of course he wanted pizza. Well, he's 17, he can have pizza. I can't have pizza. So I had a grilled chicken salad and unsweetened tea, and I was still kind of hungry actually after I ate the salad. And I'm sitting there, and he's ate half the pizza. He's gonna take the rest, and I'm sitting here with this gorgeous pizza right in front of me. And I'm like, you know what? I mean, I could eat a piece of that, but again, it's just working against the goal. I already feel like I'm working too hard, so kind of blow it on something like that. So yeah, personal accountability. Trying to be accountable. As however much I hate seeing myself as overweight as I am right now, it's just another little proverbial kick in the ass to get back in shape. So far I've managed to not really let my weight hold me back, at least from my own desire and ability to go do things, you know, but it definitely makes me tired, and I like to be in a lot of things, and the more energy I have to spend, the more things I can spend it on, and ultimately, you know, get to do more art and filmmaking and that sort of thing. But I did get some pretty cool drone footage, which hopefully at some point I'll be able to share some of the stuff I shot at the top of Beech Mountain today early. It was amazing with this video, and we'll close out with that. That's the end of the Power of 30 Days week 1. We'll check in on day 18, week number 2, day 1, if you will, with the weigh-in, and we'll see how this week, how I did this week, how the results turned out. So thanks for watching these, and talk to you tomorrow, I guess. The power of 30 days, day number 8. What's up, guys? I'm here at the top of Sugarloaf Trail at Mara Mountain. If you look down over my shoulder, you should see the lake. Weighed in today and had a decent result, actually. Lost 6 pounds this week. Although, normally I would call that a great week. But I've set a really ambitious goal for this 30 days. And that was to lose 27.8 pounds. So that's slightly off of my pace that I set. I need to lose 7.1 pounds next week to ultimately meet my goal of having 27.8 pounds lost within the power of 30 days. Gotta get that brand in there, that catchphrase. I'm all about a catchphrase. Got my little buddy with me. Love this park. Woo! Beautiful up here. I actually started late today, so I'm kind of in the evening hours, which I normally would not do on a trail that last time took me an hour and 45 minutes. But this time I've done a few things to speed myself up, and I didn't pause at all on the way up here. Got a little slow at some places, but I never stopped, and that's new. You know, that's just come in the week. When I started this trail on Monday of last week, I had to stop 3 times coming up the hill. So that kind of plays into what I mentioned about how fast your cardio endurance can come up when you exercise, or at least in my case, that's the way it works. Usually 2 weeks I can tell like a major difference. But also saw deer today. That's cool. A word about my experience at Banner Elk. We actually stayed up on top of Beech Mountain in a hotel up there, really big hotel. On the way down, we went up in pitch dark because after the game we tried to go and find suitable food there. Everywhere we showed up at was closed. After 10 they closed. So we got directed to a Mexican place back toward our hotel, but we never found it. And I was kind of following the producer Ron, and he turned into a place where he saw an open sign, and it happened to be a Vietnamese/Japanese place. Vietnamese family running it. They were doing karaoke, and I mean Vietnamese karaoke with the white people trying to sing it. It was pretty funny. But I ended up having a couple of sushi rolls and a bowl of miso soup. So, you know, that I still was within my caloric limits for the day, but that's not something I would have ate trying to lose weight. But out of necessity, I had to. So just kept my portion small and made sure I didn't exceed my daily calories. Well, there's a guitar sitting over there in the corner, and it comes out that I've been known to do a little play and a little sing. And I got asked to perform, so I get up there. Guitar's just madly out of tune. There's no pick. The strings are just trashed. Give you an idea how steep it is right here. But anyway, not being one to let an opportunity to perform my music go in another town, no less, go by, Ron had one of these little Lowe's discount cards on his keychain. He took off, and I used that for a pick. And man, I tore into a ripping 5 or 6 song set, and it went over like gangbusters. The people there for the karaoke loved it, and it was cool. And the owner actually asked me to come back and play, you know, when I was gonna be around. And I said, well, you know, it's 3 hours from home, but for you, since your name's Nancy and my wife's name's Nancy, sure. But anyway, maybe in future times we'll vacation there, and I'll take my harmonica and stuff and be able to play. Man, this trail is so steep, even a mountain goat has to take its time. But apparently not Beauty. She's moseying on down there. What are you doing, girl? God, that dog is so cute. You're so cute. I'll show you guys how I de-stress by hugging the snot out of my poodle all the time. She's a good buddy. She sometimes sits on my computer desk while I edit these, and she's actually had to sit there all day because I had to catch up. Basically days 6 and 7. Had to edit both of those today since I was off on the documentary shoot. And as I've mentioned several times now, I guess, Banner Elk. Going to a new location 4 hours away on Wednesday. So that kind of colors how I get my workouts. And I was just going to do a walk downtown tonight, but I thought, you know, I just had an ionic foot bath at Albemarle Nutrition, ionic detoxing foot bath, and got a lot of yeast out of me. My feet felt really great. The weather is freaking awesome right now, so I thought, you know what, let me go ahead and just hit this hour and 45-minute walk on a steep mountain, get those muscles engaged, burn a little bit of extra fat. That would be good, since I don't know exactly what I'll be able to do on Wednesday. I mean, I'm going to do some sort of low impact cardio before I take off, but 4 hours riding 2 days in a row, that's brutal. And then both days will probably be kind of the minimum. You know, so I didn't want to get a couple days in a row, 3 days in a row where I was just hitting the minimum. So anyway, that's the thought process behind putting myself out here where I'm going to be coming, you know, through the woods in the dark. Man, this is super steep. So my friend Johnny, who's already hiked the entire AT, brought me out here one day with the hiking poles, and we were coming up this trail, and I'm walking down now, which I don't recommend. I let him shame me into it. He's like, you want to go the easy way or you want to go the hard way? He's 10 years older than me. So I said, we'll go the hard way. Mistake. And my Achilles were killing me by the time we got to the top of this thing. And that's the kind of thing I'm sort of trying to avoid. I want this, you know, this hike in the Uaris, you know, to cross the Uaris. I want that to be pleasant, and that's something I can take good memories away from, apart from getting me in shape. And of course I want the AT to be like the trip of a lifetime. I don't want it to, you know, wind up like so many people on trailjournals.com that start off and, you know, push it too hard early on and, you know, break something or dislocate something or mess up their knee in the first 2 weeks. And then there you go. All those years of prep, all that money on gear wasted. Nice. Ninja-like reflexes. I'm carrying water in my backpack, but I'm going to get into my supplementation. Right now, the main supplementation I'm taking every day is B12. I just started that today. That's supposed to aid weight loss. And again, I'm just making little tweaks here and there to try to get myself up to that 7 to 8 pounds of weight loss per week, at least for the next 3 weeks. Now, historically, after I have that first week with the big loss, you know, my weight loss will fall off to 1 or 2 pounds a week, and that sucks emotionally, and in this case it would make my goal impossible. So I'm gonna really try to ramp it up somehow this week, both in diet and exercise. One thing I thought about is maybe trying to do 2-a-days where I have a hike, but then I also have a 30-minute focus session on the treadmill, you know, with my heart rate right in the burn zone as soon as I get up, or maybe right before I go to bed at night. That's doable. I spent a lot of money to get a really sizable refurbed Life Fitness treadmill that a guy like me can actually run on. So need to use that thing. But I anticipate a good time in Tennessee with the shoot. I'm just gonna have to be more vigilant about what I eat and when I eat it. And to that end, I think I may take some cubed chicken in like a little Tupperware container with me. I got in a situation Wednesday where I ate in the morning and I didn't get to really eat again until 10:38 at night. That wasn't great. I didn't pig out, but still, you know, my body was kind of in starvation mode, and that changes things a little bit with regards to weight loss. So I want to avoid that for sure. Doing all my talking now because I know when we get down at the bottom of this hill, the light won't be very good. Might be something right there.
There's deer right down in front of me. He didn't think I see him. He's kind of stopped down there on the knoll. There's one closer to us, right by like a dirt clog. If you can see him, he's being real still. And his buddy, hey guys, hey guys. His buddy, went on down a little bit further. You saw a tail move there. They don't have any fear though. People actually feed them. They're trying to figure out if I'm here to feed them or not. You're not supposed to, of course. So I get done with the Sugarloaf Trail. Get back in plenty of time to come up here and walk around the I don't know what they call it, the Summit Trail off of the top of Mar Mountain. And I find that Nancy has sabotaged my water with my Reds product, making it really taste not great. And so I guess I'm gonna cap it off at like an hour and 45 minutes today. But it's cool that I feel like I could go ahead and hike some more. So, you know, I'm definitely making those gains. But this looks like a good place to wrap it. Beauty's tired, ready to go home, get that bath, and snuggle up, I guess. I'm looking for a big piece of chicken or fish and a ginormous salad, some water. Got to get working on that water intake because I gotta lose more next week than this week to meet that goal. And yeah, it's beautiful up here for sure. Nice little breeze blowing. Not much of a sunset today. Kind of hazy. Beauty, you ready to go home? Ready to go home? Are you ready to go home? Ready to ride? You ready to ride? Are you? Are you ready to ride? Huh? Nothing too sexy today, since I'm going to be driving tomorrow. I may not get with just a 30-minute treadmill or something like that. Workout in. I wanted to hit the loop trail today to get the full 2 hour, the full Monty, as they say. So I've ate clean all day, planning on just rocking that on into the night. And then, yeah, tomorrow's off to Tennessee, Greenville, Tennessee, for the documentary shoot. And who knows what that day will be like, but we'll find out when we get there. That's it for day number 9. We are rolling out of the Brenta Rosa at a late, sluggish 9:30 today. I am looking at a 4-hour drive, and this is a classic example of the proverb, long way to go and a short time to get there. Have to go prep the materials that I'm taking with me, the gear and whatnot, batteries charged, SD cards and cameras, that sort of thing, because yesterday I had the car cleaned and oil changed and all that, so it's fairly clean. My wife drove in it last night and left a bunch of stuff. Ironically, that's the kind of thing that she'd fuss at me about, but anyway, gonna get this ball rolling, so to speak. Won't have a chance to do any kinds of low impact cardio today, most likely, but I will be on my feet a lot, and
I'll try to keep the diet on point. Always tougher on the road to do that, but I'll do my best. Similar to last week, you know, it's like the only day that I'm actually not walking, so a rest day is not bad. I don't really feel like I need one. Been a little bit sore from all the walking, but one thing I'm doing this week is trying to get at least an hour and a half. So for my cardio so far, because the weather's been decent, I've gone to either Sugarloaf Trail, which is an hour and 45-minute walk with a lot of steep incline, or Loop Trail, Falls Loop Trail, which is 4 miles, but over a lot of up and down, and that takes almost exactly 2 hours. So I'll come back probably Thursday night, and you know, after driving 4 hours, I may not want to do that 2-hour trail. I may just do the cardio on the treadmill Thursday, if things go as planned, and then get back to the big trail on Friday and Saturday. Have a show Saturday evening, so if I'm going to do that big trail, I'll need to do it early in the morning. So pretty busy week, but still on point. You know, I mean, I'm still focused on making this crazy goal of 7.1 pounds weight loss this week and next week and the week after. But you know, if that doesn't happen, I'm sure there'll still be significant weight loss, and it'll start to add up. And even if I don't make my goal in 30 days, you know, within maybe another 2 weeks, I'll get there. But I mean, it's all just a drop in the bucket to what I want to lose. Ultimately, I was hoping to lose like about 100 pounds or maybe 90 pounds to kind of get me below that 240, 250 threshold that I'm a whole lot more comfortable at, and different size clothes and that sort of thing. Easier to find clothes. I mean, at my size, it's really frustrating. I've got a kind of a strange body type. I have short legs and a small booty, but a big waist. So usually, if you're shopping somewhere like Walmart or just a regular chain, this is always a nightmare getting out down here. Nancy's been using that word like crazy lately, so I'm calling everything a nightmare. I'm gonna be late. It's a nightmare. I didn't get to do my cardio today. It's a nightmare. Not exactly. Not exactly a nightmare. I should open this. Oh yeah, there we go. There's some single life for you. I'll tell you what, walking at Mara Mountain has been amazing. Had a great walk yesterday, and we've been going around 4, and sometimes I'll go even as late as 6 and start that. If you started at 6, it's really very cool. Yesterday was the odd day where the humidity had kind of came back, and I'll tell you what, it was like walking in a sauna. It was great. I got a really good sweat going, which normally I just, you know, just sweat at the sweaty areas, but yesterday my shirt was completely soaked after 2 hours. I did find the old part of the trail that goes out to the dam, and I'm really tempted to, on a day when I can take more than 2 hours, to go back out there and kind of look at all that stuff again. Like I said, I haven't been out there in many, many years, probably at least 10 years. So be interested to see all that. Another thing I need to do is focus on getting back to carrying the heavy pack, at least 25 pounds, to start kind of building my core strength for that pack, because it does make a difference. Today, actually, I'm feeling a little bit of soreness in the lower back, and I don't think that's so much from walking, it is from carrying the pack. So just need to stay on top of that. But yeah, not looking forward to this 4-hour drive to Greenville, Tennessee. Interesting that there are plenty of Greenvilles around. Greenville, South Carolina, Greenville, North Carolina, and also Greenville, Tennessee. Never knew that until this project came along. So I'm sure that'll be a very, very long drive, 4 hours, geez. And then always the drive back is the one that sucks. You know, you go and you have the anticipation of seeing a new place. Coming back, you're like, man, I'm just ready to be home. So funny, really. But yeah, so this is, I don't know how much I'll be able to vlog today. Yesterday's, of course, was super short and out of necessity, and really I had somebody walking with me, so I didn't want to have this camera in my face the whole time. And you know, it's not that exciting to see the same trail over and over. So probably won't, when I do those same trails that I've already kind of covered on here, I won't video the whole time. Maybe just kind of summarize at the end of it what I did. But yesterday was pretty good on the diet. Let's see, on the whole day I had a whey protein smoothie, lemon pepper chicken with quinoa rice, And what else did I have? I had a ginormous salad and a small piece of hamburger for dinner. And then I had some, as a snack, I had some kelp, basically seaweed with a little salt on it. And that's a big snack at our house. Anytime we get over to the Oriental store in Matthews, we stock up on that stuff. So it's a superfood, so I figure as a snack, you know, it's pretty decent. So yeah, probably about to hit a protein smoothie today for breakfast, and then on the way to Greenville, Tennessee, we'll stop and eat somewhere, and I'll look for a salad. Or if I can't get a salad, hey, one trick, guys, that in cases where like you got to go to a fast food place, they will serve you either a hamburger patty or a piece of grilled chicken in most cases, and it's a fraction of the cost of the sandwich. So like Sonic, for example, it's like $1.20 for a piece of grilled chicken. You know, you just ask for it as like a side piece of grilled chicken, and that's way less than the sandwich, which is like $5. So you're meeting your protein need. Just have that and some water. I've done that a few times now, so I'm pretty confident that wherever we go, there'll be at least a Hardee's or Wendy's or a Sonic. So you can do that in any of those places. And that's an easy way to get your protein in without getting the bad stuff that usually goes with it, like mayo and bread. But anyway, that's us for this morning. We're going to get packed up and get on the road, and maybe I'll cover a little bit more of this depending on the look of where we're going, see how things shake out. But yeah, day 10, so happy we still have this thing going. And I don't know, I guess I'm a little bit downbeat today, just because I know I got this big drive in front of me. You can't be upbeat all the time, but generally speaking, when I'm exercising, I always feel better, emotionally and physically. So something to think about, It grows on itself. Success builds success, and every day that I make this vlog and able to say to you, I'm able to say to you guys that I dieted properly and I exercise properly, that's a success, and that makes the chance of a success tomorrow far more likely. So that's the thought for the day. God bless.
So day 10 here at Tusculum University. Amazing facilities here for the soccer game. My only complaint is this music. I'm about to fly the drone for the intro shot of the game. They weren't comfortable with us being closer to the field, so I'm going to be a little bit further away this time from an infamous grassy knoll back here, I guess, piloting. But I'm going to stay outside of the stadium bounds and within the rule guidelines, and hopefully get some good aerial shots of the game to mix in with our other angle from the press box. So here we go.
Okay, here we are, day 11, Econo Lodge Fitness Room, Greenville, Tennessee. The wife texts me 2:30 a.m. tell me something I already know. Our well's going out. Great, because just got plenty of money lying around to take care of that. I fixed it a few times in the past with my dad. About every 10 years it vibrates enough to destroy the electrical. It's a terrible task. Have to have like a specialized vehicle or a boom truck or something to pull it out. It takes 3 people about 2 hours to do. Sucks. So since I know I'm going to be in the car 4 hours a day and I was going to have to walk afterwards, I thought I would pop in here, knock out 30 minutes of cardio. I don't usually get to use an elliptical, so that's cool. It's a Sohn brand. Not to look a gift horse in the mouth, but I've never heard of such a brand. Definitely far cry from my Life Fitness, but it's all good. They also have a little weight room. Well, weight machine. It is a Wilder Pro Universal chest rack, so I might also mess with that a little bit if I don't get sleepy beforehand. Yeah, don't sleep great at hotels, and getting a text at 2:30 a.m. never great. Don't know why that couldn't have waited till in the morning, but in any case, woke up, got in the shower, only to discover that the hot water didn't really work that well. Had to wait on that for a bit. Anyway, here we are, making sure that cardio gets done on day 11. Well, the elliptical was quite a bust. It had a non-functioning heart monitor. Actually, I think all of these are set up for a remote heart monitor that's not present in the room. And then, yeah, they're just a little bit ratchet. But it was so goofy, it just wasn't set up for a person of my size. So I did 10 minutes on that. Gonna do 10 minutes on the recumbent bike, and then maybe 10 minutes on the treadmill over there if it can hold me. Oh joy. I can't give the fitness room top marks at all. I had planned to do 10 on each, and when I got after my 20, I went over to the treadmill, and lo and behold, the treadmill would not come on. That was kind of a bummer. It's a very strange layout to this place. Each room has like a window out onto the hallway. Some of those are in the courtyard inside area, like where I'm at, and the rest on this weirdo screened-in porch kind of a deal. Literally makes you feel like a screened-in porch monkey. Hey, I think there was a band with that name, right? I don't know. Nothing quite so inviting as a mostly empty swimming pool. Well, I only got 20 minutes, but at least it was enough to make me feel sleepy again, so I'm going to try to get a little sleep. 3 or 4 hours, then up. Take that 4-hour drive back home. I mean, I'll definitely need to hit a workout back at the house where I can control my heart rate and get that minimum burning time in, if you will. If I get back early enough, I'll hike for that 2 hours, so we'll see how it goes. Did pretty good on the late night meal last night. It almost feels like this workout should have went on yesterday, day 10, but even though we had to eat somewhat late, it was like 8:30 maybe, got to have salmon, and yeah, it was pretty good. It was Applebee's. I think it was called lemon glazed salmon and whole grain rice, like kind of like wild rice, and not a bunch of that at all. And then had a side salad, which was really good. So yeah, pretty good. Felt like a good meal at the end of a long day. And couple that with the chicken salad and the protein shake that I had yesterday, I still came in like with a almost 600 calorie deficit on the day, which was kind of the plan. So even without a workout yesterday, I should have still met my caloric intake goal and still been in a calorie deficit for the day. And then we'll try to do the same today, and then, you know, drive on. Tomorrow's another day. We'll worry about that well and all that other crap that I have to deal with after we get our workout done.
In half a mile, turn left on US 19 E North. In half a mile, turn right onto Highway 19 East.
Oh, she finally spoke up, Ron. She's talking to us
She
again.
got her voice again.
I guess she's over being mad at us.
So somewhere near Roan Mountain, Tennessee, Siri has gotten so bad about playing tricks on us, we've had to switch over to a different navigational app. Yeah, she didn't talk for the longest time, and then she was telling me to go right when his app was telling me to go left, so we've abandoned Siri at this point. So it's already like a 4-hour and 46-minute trip, and I don't want to spend any extra time running around because of the GPS messing up. So beautiful here though, really cool peaks. Do a pan out here. We've stopped here at the edge of the Cherokee National Forest, and there's a lake out here. It looks like it's dammed quite a bit, and the thought process is to fly the drone, get some drone footage, but as soon as we parked, sheriff's deputy pulls up, and I don't know if he's like part of his role to kind of mind this place or not, and he may just be hanging out and watching, but I'm taking bets that we're going to get hassled about using the drone, because technically I think in a national park, well, I mean, all he's going to do is ask me to leave. I wouldn't imagine they would cuff me and stuff me. I think technically I know in national parks you're not allowed to fly drones. I would suspect that that's not the case in all the state parks, but you never know. I don't technically know. Are we in a state park right now? Yeah. Just kind of waiting to see if he's going to mosey on, because I really want to fly out here. The weather is awesome right now. So day 10 here at Tusculum University. Amazing facilities here for the soccer game, which was not my only complaint when we left this morning. A combination of some wrong turns and some rerouting got us here, and we ended up having lunch at this place, Murphy's Pub. It's beautiful here. The weather's really nice. Feels like it might be like a 76, 77. Extremely nice. Already saw one busker this morning. That was pretty cool. I started to go over and give him a guitar lesson, but you know, I didn't want to mess him up, so everybody's got to start somewhere, right? Hello, fellow travelers. Today is day 12, and I am standing at the top of what I can only presume to be the peak of, I think it's Hawthorne Trail at Mara Mountain. There's the peak of Mara Mountain right over there, I believe. I could be wrong about that too. These trails all wind around the peak, so it's easy to be confused. Day 12 is pretty exciting to be here, because that means I'm only a few days away from the halfway mark for the Power of 30 days. Been super busy, but I've maintained my dietary discipline through various trips to restaurants, because that was the only way to eat. Things are going good. Yesterday, on the way back from Greenville, Tennessee, we stopped in the Cherokee National Forest by the edge of this reservoir, which I later realized once I had the drone up was one of the dams that the Appalachian Trail crosses. So Ron walks off to take some pictures. I'm standing there on the little beach because the water's down a bit, and suddenly I hear this voice go, "Hey, is that a drone?" And I go, "Oh yeah, it's probably a ranger, right?" No, turn around, and it was an AT hiker had emerged from the woods and was just chilling out, waiting for somebody there at the little rest area. And yeah, he was a really interesting guy. He had started back in June and southbound, and had made it this far on his way to Springer Mountain, Georgia, which he should get there in the month of October. So it's pretty exciting to see somebody that's actually done what I'm hoping to do someday. And apart from that, he was an interesting guy, and you know, I got his information. I asked him if he was on Facebook and if he blogged his trip on on trail journals, and he said he preferred to tell the trail, the stories from the trail with a photograph. And he hooked me up with his Instagram account. He does things like, you know, leaping into the air on a broom or whatever and having a time photo take the picture. Really cool stuff, really cool stuff. But yeah, shout out to Long John Hiker, and hopefully I'll hear more from you when you complete the trail, and someday I'll get on the trail. Probably not a through hike, but at least I'll do it in some way, shape, or fashion. And all that starts right here, the power of 30 days. Getting my butt out of the chair behind the computer, getting out and doing some hikes. I think I'm on track, but I really won't know until next Monday, weigh in. Got a lot going on this week, but I'm gonna hit, you know, I've hit some sort of exercise every day. Day 11 would turn out to only be 20 minutes in the hotel crappy little exercise room on a piece of crap elliptical and recumbent bike. Their treadmill didn't work, as I mentioned in the earlier video. But in any case, yeah, I'm on the trail. I got my buddy here with me. Hello. Hello, beauty. Say hi. Ah, she's sweet. She really missed the hike, and when we got back out here, she was going crazy to get out of the car. So as soon as I got up on this trail, got her off leash, and yeah, back to it. My buddy Gio Swanko, aka George Blaylock, recommended this trail, and I really wasn't even aware of it. The entrance is right by the pool. I never really go up to the pool there, so it's rather easy to miss. But anyway, I just wanted to get this at least down while I'm up here, in case I don't have a chance to make any more for day 12. You know, clearing the mechanism, and the mechanism rolls on to day 13. Where are you going? Where are you going? Okay, so that's officially a little more challenging of a trail than the loop trail, although shorter, and maybe a little more boring. It's not much of a payoff. You get to the top and it's kind of a little ridge and come back down, but there's no real opening. So yeah, a little bit weird. Day 13 here at Flashbacks at the Ford in Mount Gilead. About to do my set, and they have me starting pretty early, and unfortunately there's a fire department, some sort of benefit or whatever, right across the street, so it never bodes well, but hopefully some of my people will come out and have a good show.
1, 2, 3, 4. You smoking, drinking, darling, we went thinking about how far you still gotta fall. Now you're just a faded flower rooted in late summer. I'm just a light on the wall.
Yeah, so it looks like day 13 wound up being truly a rest day. And it's the first one I've had since Wednesday on week 1, so day 3, for example. So I think that's okay. The diet's still on point. Don't like to have days when I don't get any workout in, but you know, had a performance and whatnot. So I'm a little tired right now. I'm going to go ahead and hit the sack and then hope to get in like a 2-hour hike tomorrow and for day 15. So that'll make up for it. And I think we're still good. I'm probably going to also try to juice tomorrow. Diet was okay today. Ate a little bit more because I knew I was only going to get 1 meal in before I had to go to the performance and stuff. And I wouldn't eat till later. And then I had a steak for dinner, which is a little bit more decadent than normal. But all things considered, I think it's all right to have that one looser diet. Just really kind of out of it right now. Just really tired, looking for catching up on some sleep because I missed sleep the day that we were on the road in Greenville and hadn't quite caught up on that yet. And just want to finish off the week on a really, really strong 2-hour hike. So hopefully that all happens tomorrow. Day 14, and I'm really, really hungry today. I can tell I've been holding back the calories, but I ate a little better than normal yesterday. Weird hours, you know, but I feel like maybe I had a few more calories. I was still calorically under the goal, as I always am, but I had a few things that weren't quite as lean. For example, I had like a cracker or two with my lunch, and I had chicken and rice soup in addition to a salad. And then I had a little bit of marinated beef that went with that particular type of salad. It was terrible on that occasion for some reason. Day 15, Beauty and I are starting off on the Falls Mountain Trail. It's about a 4-mile loop. It takes about 2 hours. And we're off and running, starting about 2:30. Day 15. Weighed in today and the results were 2.2 pounds lost from last week. Normally that would be a little disheartening, but really
in the larger context, that's actually the amount you're supposed to lose, about 2 pounds in a week. Felt like I really put in a lot of effort to have lost 2 pounds, but you know, I'm still moving the needle, still moving in the right direction. And you know, I could have probably manipulated the scale a little bit by, you know, waiting until I had my daily, or you know, just not eating the night before or something like that. But the extra work really made me extra hungry. And the work I'm talking about is a 2-hour hike. So I did that like 3 times last week. And then I just did other cardio on the other days, except for one day I took off when I had my show. But you know, that puts it almost at 10 pounds that I've lost, you know, in total since I started this 2 weeks ago. And 15, I'm now moving into the second half of the Power of 30 days, which is cool. If you know, if I only lost 15 pounds, I mean, that would still be a success on some level. Starting way back when I was, you know, upwards of 340 a couple of years ago, I started kind of slowly working on it. And last year at one point, I got down to a few pounds below what I am now, like 317. So, you know, I'm almost back to where I had gotten the needle into when I was just walking all the time, drinking tons of water. So, you know, I'm just going to take this as moving in the right direction, work harder and work smarter. My cardio has come up to the point where when I'm actually walking and I get to a hill and I feel that hill pushing me down, just the competitor in me wants to push the hill back. So I find myself walking harder, charging up some steep areas and stuff like that, like it's football season or something. And you know, I wasn't doing that, wasn't feeling like that 2 weeks ago. So definitely the cardio is coming up. Just gonna keep trying to keep that diet tight and gradually ratchet up that intensity on the walks till I'm doing 4 hours a day some days. And I mean, really, that would kind of prep me for my goal of walking on the AT, where you walk 10 to 12 hours a day. I mean, there's rest breaks in between, but that's still a lot of walking. I think getting to that longer duration slowly is going to prevent me from injuring my ankles and knees. So that's really what I'm about. Still walking in tennis shoes. Do need to get over into walking with the need to move over into walking with the hiking boots and get the pack every day. The guy that I met the other day on the AT, his pack was only 12 pounds. So the pack I got on right now that I walk with every single day, it's about 12 pounds. So, you know, that's a greater percentage of his body weight. He was a smaller guy. Maybe that's why he was walking with a lighter pack. I anticipate having a few comfort items. So I'm thinking my pack will be somewhere in the neighborhood of 25, 30 pounds. So if I can drop 30 pounds before this project's over, or at least before I quit this intense effort to do it, that'll put me below 300 for the first time in many moons. You know, I'm 319 right now, so I mean, that's a big deal. Less than 20 pounds to get me below 300, where things change for me, and the muscular frame I have tends to burn more fat. Muscular, I'm talking shoulders, just being a bigger person, you know, quads and whatnot. So that's it. My shoulder's getting tired, so I'm going to focus on the walk for a little bit. Maybe I'll add on to this. Feeling pretty mellow, feeling pretty mellow. 4.1 miles and about 45 minutes. Nice little walk. Always cool to walk in the evening. And you got that kind of light. Oh yeah, hello you worries. Moving on to day 16. Day 16 was an uneventful evening walk of the 4 Mile Loop Trail at Marr Mountain. Really nice weather, pretty cool, and I did see 2 whitetail bucks. That was pretty cool. And this is my first time walking the trail in what I consider to be reverse, where you start by the lakeside and go up Yadkin Riverside, I should say, and then go up that way. This avoids the really steep long climb, and normally I do it the opposite way, and I see why almost everybody I run into is doing it what I consider the reverse way, because with the new trails, it's like the incline is sort of broken and it kind of snakes up the side of the mountain, as opposed to going straight up the ridge like my preferred route. And that's cool for if I don't really feel like a long climb or whatever. I can do that and kind of break it down. I really do feel like it keeps you more in the burn zone. But you know, on the other side of that coin is the fact that you don't have that athletic workout for the climb. So I think I'm probably going to favor my original way of doing it, just because I like getting that really hard part of it out of the way, and the rest of it's sort of easy, you know, by comparison. But I'll probably do it both ways. In fact, yeah, I'm going to say more on that later. But that was day 16. Day 18, well, day 18 is a 0 day. I was feeling a little bit worn out. My feet were a little sore from all the walking, the extra walking, particularly on the rocky paths. I had a slight headache today too, so I don't know, just kind of felt like the body was telling me something. So I decided, you know, 1 rest day a week is not entirely unreasonable. So that's what I did. Of course, stuck to the diet today, and I'll be back on my walking tomorrow, even if it's just treadmill. It's supposed to rain for the next 2 days, so I don't know if I'll be able to hike or not. I'm gonna try to hike in the morning, but if that doesn't happen, for sure, I'll hit that 30-minute minimum Friday and Saturday, and then we'll just see about Sunday with the weather. But yeah, I've had a pretty physical week on those hikes. I feel like I've done a little extra with the weight and the distance and the time, so should be good. Starting to feel a little bit better now. I still got a slight headache, and that might be diet too, because I've been, you know, rocking very few calories. Yeah, just driving on to day 19. Hopefully there'll be more activity tomorrow. Day 19. Well, here we are on day 20 with our friend Mr. Treadmill, Mr. Life Fitness Treadmill. Today rained and ended up having to go with just the minimum treadmill workout, which was 25 minutes. I think the stat is 22 minutes puts you into the burning zone. So try to do 25. Normally I do a little bit longer, but wasn't able to do it until the very last half hour of the day, actually. It's 12:30 right now, so sleep hours a little bit messed up. We got a situation going with our well where we're gonna have to have the motor replaced, and that's just created a little bit of havoc with the schedule. And then of course it rained all day today, so as far as the diet, didn't exactly have a cheat meal, but I did have a little bit more portion-wise for both lunch and dinner than I normally would have, and I actually had a baked potato for dinner. Normally I wouldn't, and I had white rice at lunch, which normally I would not have white rice, or at least I would only have a small portion. And it was Thai food from Lee Cuisine. It was delicious, so I was pretty hungry. Didn't have any breakfast. That was a mistake right there. But anyway, day 20 is a wrap, and looks like bad weather again tomorrow, so it may be back on the treadmill, but hopefully do a little leaner on the diet, and we'll be cooking with gas then, moving on to day 21. Day 21. No exercise because of this guy. We're at, where are we? Tigerville, South Carolina. What's this university called?
North Greenville University.
Yeah, it's Pfeiffer men's soccer match.
It was Christian college in the South.
It was predicted to be a blowout and turned out to be a nail biter. So
0-24
Go figure.
last year. New coach this year. 0-7 with 1 tie.
we left in a hurricane, showed up here. It was so sunny. We were wishing we had like hats and sunglasses, and then it ended up in a pretty good blow here. Didn't get to fly the drone. Weather's too crazy, but anyway.
That's what soccer's all about. You never know what's going to happen. You know, they had all freshmen, I think 2 sophomores and 1 junior, and they gave them a hell of a game.
It was great, crazy tight game. But anyway, back home to the treadmill. Day 22. At this point, I'm having an issue with my leg. Had a kind of a recurring inflammation issue on the inside of one of my shins from a jiu-jitsu injury years ago, where I think I might have damaged some blood vessels, and occasionally it'll flare up. I'm not really sure what causes it exactly. When I say occasionally, I mean like once a year or something. And it'll kind of swell up and become inflamed a little bit, and that's happened to me right now in the middle of this. And I mean, it doesn't hurt a ton. It just I can definitely walk with it, but it's not the kind of thing where I'd want to go out and walk for 2 hours. So it's just a little bit of discomfort. I can definitely meet the daily minimums. So for a couple days, what I'm going to try to do is meet that daily minimum. The last 2 days, for example, were just 30 minutes on the treadmill a day, and then watch the diet. So that's what I'll be doing again today, and then just moving on. Weigh-in happens today, so gonna be interested to see. We work pretty hard. Generally speaking, I'm trying to front load these weeks with the hard work. It's not hard. I mean, I'm just saying I try to do the bigger days earlier in the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because things tend to happen for me with this documentary I'm working on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So if I can hit Monday and Tuesday pretty hard, I generally do. Life gets in the way once in a while. Today I'm dealing with getting the new well put in and a couple other errands that I got to run. So we'll see. At the very least, we know I'll meet that minimum, and we know I'll diet. So I'll be checking in later with the weight, see what we've lost this week, and then moving on to day 23. Look out, it's the power of 30 days, day 23.
Here I am, rock you like a hurricane. Actually, I'm having to face some realities with regards to the goal, because I don't think I'm going to actually be able to lose that entire 27 pounds that I had hoped to lose in the when I stated my goals for this. But here's the thing. When you're out doing things like climbing mountains for your exercise, you actually build muscle in your legs, which weighs 4 times more than fat. So, you know, the scale doesn't always tell the whole story. In fact, really, to have the complete picture, you'd have to calculate your body fat percentage every single time. For example, last week, and I only lost 2 pounds. Before that, it was like 6.1 pounds, and so on and so forth. It kind of tends to go down with me. And I think the reason for this is I'm not a super muscular person, but as compared to a lot of obese people, I carry a little bit more body muscle than some, and I think that affects how much weight I'm able to lose, how much water weight really I have to lose when I start leaning down my diet. Take for example, last week, you know, on the scale I only lost 2 pounds, but I actually transitioned from a 3X t-shirt to a 2X t-shirt. So, you know, the stomach has definitely gone down more than 2 pounds or 4 pounds or even, you know, 10 pounds would suggest. So this week I went to weigh in on Monday and reflected like a slight weight gain. And I just felt like that did not really reflect the actual situation with my body fat percentage. So I decided I did a juice fast that day, and I waited till the next day and weighed in. And then of course I had lost 3 pounds. So it's just like any given day, you might weigh in and what the scale shows you might not be 100% accurate. Don't let it like deflate you or just throw you aside from your goal or the idea of trying even harder. For me, I think probably I'm at that point where the cardio has come up enough, and I've lost that quick weight like you do when you first get off the couch. I need to progress from low impact cardio to also include some like high intensity resistance training. So that's really kind of my goal. What's up with you, buddy? That's really kind of my goal. But anyway, that's day 23, and we'll do at least the minimum low impact cardio, have a performance tonight. So I am still kind of on a liquid diet since Sunday, and I'm going to carry on with that probably until my travel day for the documentary, which is tomorrow, in which case I can't keep up with that traveling. But of course I'll eat lean, and I actually had a really good meal at Outback Steakhouse on Saturday night, and I think that kind of took a while for that to get out of my system. It wasn't exactly a cheat meal, but I just had a little bit more food than I normally would have, all kind of in the diet. But anyway, I digress. That's it for day 23. Moving on to day 24.